Hi everyone, it's Alicia Marl with RadiantPossibilities.com, and I'm here today to share a really fun video with you about how I prepare for my 13 Holy Nights. The 13 Holy Nights is a special window of time during the shortest days of winter between December 24th and January 6th. If you want to learn the details about it, you can download the free ebook that I created through the 12 Days of Raw Christmas, and the details on how to do that are just below this video on this page. So, the 13 Holy Nights, they begin at sunset and they go until sunset. So the first Holy Night starts on December 24th at sunset and it ends on December 25th at sunset, and so on and so on and so on for 13 nights. However, I like to start preparing for the 13 Holy Nights around December 21st. So I have about 3 days that I'm actually spending preparing a little bit to receive the gifts from the realms of spirit, from God, from my angels, from guides that are all around me, to infuse and help me map out my 2015. So this year I wanted to share with you exactly how I go about doing that. So I'm going to show you a few things. The first thing that I do is I get a candle, a really gorgeous candle. This has some made out of mercury glass, so it's really kind of shiny and sparkly, which is what I love. And I have either a book of matches or a lighter nearby, and every time I sit to journal about my holy night, I light the candle. And the candle for me is symbolic of this time of year. It's a very dark time of year, and it's a time of year when we celebrate the light that lives within us, that lives in our hearts. And we're cultivating that. We're growing the light within. In the summertime, we're celebrating the light that's outside of us. These really, really long days and short nights in the summer, and it's the opposite this time of year. So I light that candle to show out in a symbolic form that it's this beautiful light that's glowing in the darkness. So the first thing I do is I light a candle. The second thing I do is I place that candle in whatever space I'm going to be doing my journaling in. So this year I'm going to be doing it near our Christmas tree, which is behind me. I haven't decorated it yet. It's going to happen in a couple days here. But I'm going to do it near the Christmas tree, which is near our fireplace this year. It just seems like a really cozy place to do it. And so my candle is going to go near the Christmas tree. I also like to place some kind of a special item in the area where I'm going to be doing my journaling. And this year, I have this little itty bitty bird's nest that I found years ago. And I've kept it because I just thought it was so beautiful. I thought it just was this gorgeous representation of like an empty cup, something that is waiting to be filled. And this is something that I'm going to place in my special sacred space for my 13 Holy Nights this year, because this year, 2015, is going to be all about very deliberately, very consciously placing things in my nest, in my cup. And so right now it's empty, but I'm going to spend a lot of time being very intentional about what goes in here this year. So that's going to go in my little special space where I'm doing all of my journaling. Now, something that I like to do when I'm about to journal for the 13 Holy Nights is I like to do something that kind of changes the energy of the space. And a really great way to do that is with essential oils or by burning incense. What I like to do is I like to get these little glass spray bottles. I bought this at my local health food store. It was empty when I bought it. And I fill it with some really lovely spring water and a few drops of my favorite essential oil. And you just shake it up, and all you do is spray. It smells so good. This is just a great way to change the energy of a space. And whenever I spray this, I know I'm entering into a very different space. It's like it sets the tone. It switches the energy to be much more intentional for whatever it is I'm about to do. So if I'm going to work on a project, if I'm going to write a letter to somebody, if I'm going to journal, I'll spray some essential oils or I'll burn a little incense. I might ring a bell of some kind. There's lots of things that you can do that will switch up the energy of a space, and this is a really easy, inexpensive way to do that. So the next thing that I'm going to do during my holy nights, for every holy night, I'm going to choose a card. Now, I have lots of card decks, and these are not playing cards. These are more cards with little quotes of inspiration on them or information. There's things like angel cards, there's medicine cards, there's goddess cards, there's archangel cards, master cards. This year, I've decided that I'm going to use the Power Thought cards. Now, these are by Louise Hay. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them at Barnes & Noble. A lot of those stores, bookstores, places like that will carry a lot of cards like this. So every night I will choose a card that will sort of be my theme for that day, for that holy night. This one says, I am at peace. Divine peace and harmony surround me and dwell in me. I feel tolerance, compassion, and love for all people, myself included. So this might be the theme for one of my holy nights, and I'll just jot that down. So where am I jotting this stuff down? I buy a journal every year for my holy nights. And journals are a really personal thing. Sometimes you can buy really pretty ones. They're leather bound, or they're paper bound, but they've got gorgeous print on them. Me, I like to just get a really, really plain, I like spiral bound journals, and I go for a journal that's completely blank on the inside. And it has a little bit thicker than you might find in a book. The paper is just a little bit thicker than you might find in a book. I love journals like this because I can take postcards or Christmas cards or inspirational things, photographs. It could be a ticket for the Nutcracker, or a museum, or something that just reminds me of something that I did, and I'll tape it inside. I also like to doodle and draw. So this is my journal of choice. I got this at a craft store at Hobby Lobby. They have a lot of journals there, but again, at Barnes & Noble or a bookstore, Amazon, they'll have tons of journals on there. So buy a special journal that's just for your holy nights, so that you can really record everything that happens that day. You can record your dreams in it. You can write down your card for the day, anything that happens. And so it's recorded, and you have it, and this just becomes your special holy nights book. I also love to use colored pens. And this pack was gifted to me by a dear mentor of mine. And they're these simple, very fine tip felt pens. And I might decide, okay, all of my dreams I'm going to record in blue. And maybe the happenings of that day I'll record in a different color. If I read something inspirational, I want to record that, I might record it in a different color. Or maybe I just want to doodle. Maybe I just want to draw something. And so this allows me to do that. The other thing that happens during the holy nights is that, like, I'm going to be traveling during the holy nights. So this is all stuff that's really easy to pack. So that's part of my thought process too. But if you're staying at home, get your crayons out, get your glitter glue out, like, make it fun, make it pretty, stickers, whatever inspires you. Have fun with this. This gets to be, 10-20 minutes every day that you spend recording all of the things and the imprints, the events, the people that you spoke to, gets recorded in this journal, and it's something that you take into the next year and you can refer to, and it will tell you all about the themes for the following year. So it's really fun. Something else that I'm going to be doing this year that I've actually not done before, and I'm really excited to do it, I'm going to get together with a girlfriend who practices their 13 Holy Nights tradition as well. And on the first holy night, she and I are going to get together and we're going to state our intentions. We're going to light a candle. We might do some singing. It's just a really fun thing to share with somebody else. So I want to remind you that this is something you could do with a family member, you could do with friends, you could get a group of friends together and do this. It could be something really, really fun for your holiday season that's a little bit different, has a lot of sort of depth and heartfelt intentions in it, a lot of spirit in it. So just know this is something that you can share with other people, and it can be really, really fun to do that. The other thing that I'll remind you of is that I actually keep my journal with me by my bedside. Our souls speak to us through symbols, And our symbols often show up in the form of dreams. And our dreams are actually a way that our souls are trying to communicate to us. So I definitely record every dream that I have that I can remember. That gets recorded in my journal. So I might do my nightly journaling by the Christmas tree, and then I'll take my journal and my pens up by my bedside in case I have a dream in the middle of the night, or maybe right before waking, and I'll be able to record it right away, and that way I'll remember it. It'll be fresh in my mind, and I'll be able to record that just as I remembered it, rather than trying to remember it later that night. I'll have it right away. So that's another really, really great tip. The last thing that I'll share with you is that this is just meant to be a heart-opening practice. This is meant to be something that will help you slow down, help you tune in, help you infuse a deeper meaning and a connection with the spirit world, with God, with your angels, with all of your guides. This is meant to be a really joyful practice. And I invite you to show up every night with that in mind. Certainly the holidays are a very busy time, but just imagine taking 10 minutes in the evening, 10 minutes in the morning, just to jot down the things that you've noticed, the things that have meant something to you, maybe the things that have been challenging or difficult, the things that you think might be a pattern or a theme. Oh, this thing keeps coming up for me. Maybe I'll write that down. You'll always be amazed looking back further into 2015, when you look back at your Holy Nights journal, what synchronicities there are. It's really, really an amazing practice. So I invite you to show up with an open heart, with an empty nest to be filled with the gifts from the spirit world. And I just want you to know that it's just my privilege to share this with you, and I hope that you enjoy it. Happy holidays, everyone. Bye for now.